We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless. We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money that I beg the money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever the time is from your end, I want to use this time to welcome each and every one of you under the Palava Hut. It's a privilege again for us to be on here. And we are always excited when we have the opportunity to be on here interacting with distinguished people like you, like all of you. I want to say thank you so very kindly. Again, I want to use this time to welcome each and every one of you in a special way. I want to welcome my own lovely sister, Fatou Sharif. You are welcome. Thank you so very kindly. Jerry, host son, thank you so much. We appreciate you, Jerry, for your presence here. Thank you so very kindly. All of you that are joining us from other platforms, we want to appeal to you to do us a favor. And that one favor that we want you to do for us is to kindly hit for us the share button. So share with friends, share with family members so that we can all, have a wonderful, 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 wonderful time. So again, I want to appeal to you. I'm about to do the same. So I want you to please help me to do the same. That is by hitting for us the share button, because by so doing, it gives us the opportunity uh, to be able to, at least share with other people. So please, I'm begging you, please, I'm begging you, uh, do us a favor, hit for us the share button, and let us all get started in bringing you what we are supposed to bring you, please. I'm looking for something while we all get ready to bring you what we are supposed to bring you, please. Okay, I'm looking for something right here. Once I get it, uh, I am going to ensure that you yourself can benefit from it. Yeah, that you can benefit from it. Okay, so let me bring this. I think this will be very, very important. This will be very important. Let me bring this while I try to share on my end here, because I myself will have to share in other groups that I am also in. So just bear with me while we get started to bring you what we are supposed to bring you. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is it.
Joe, what do you think about it?
All right. Okay. Fine.
What been
Thank you.
achieved over the 12 years? It,
Why did you people achieve
the
that?
presidency is not just that Ellen was president, the ministers. Every time we went to cabinet meeting, at the end of it, Ellen would ask me, Joe, how do you think about it? My answer had always been the same: implementation. We did not implement well.
Why you
We
didn't?
were not,
Why you didn't do that?
because you have
So was he running a one-man show that without consulting with the vice
you have
president?
ministers here who were more concerned about their future, what they will become, than seeing running a government. The thing about it is that no matter what you do, you must know that at one point in time, you will have to leave the stage, but you must leave the stage right enough for somebody else to move it. But there were projects that came to this country
Mhm.
that were, why did we, the airport, for example, why did we have to rush with it? Because we delayed decisions. Even the president, Ellen ourselves was frustrated many times with implementation. We did not take advantage of all of the opportunities. For me, sitting down here, when Nancy Pelosi came to this country and said, Ellen, you led the world, we'll light Liberia. I will pursue that. You have to light Liberia. Who followed up? There were a lot of projects here that could have been implemented. There were people who were willing to help. It wasn't just the president.
So Joe, what was? I'm sorry, I call you Joe. I don't know. I'm getting away
That's
with
all
this.
right.
So Joe, what was this? What was this thing that was lacking? Was it interference
What was
in
lacking?
family circles or in what was
Which
lacking?
one? We're not talking about my becoming
Mhm.
president now.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
talking about opportunities that we didn't make use of.
Why we didn't
That,
make use of that?
well, you're talking about the human factor. You see, once you bring a team in, people thought that going to cabinet meeting, doing PowerPoints,
Mhm.
PowerPoint don't build
Presentation.
country. You're talking about getting up and implementing. The president, yes, had a goodwill, but the minister too were committed.
And you were so
Every,
and you people were so weak to discipline the minister that week.
well, I mean, I don't have power to discipline ministers.
You could have resigned though. If I was if things
Well,
were not going the way I thought they would go, I'll resign. I'll quit.
That's what people will say. Quitting, what does it help you? It's a process.
If
You're
it
part
doesn't
of a
work, you
team.
guilty by association.
So because you quit, so people can say, "Oh yeah, you quit." So what? I remained there to be part of a process to do what I could do. T Max, even as vice president, you saw before the mansion
Mhm.
26 BMWs and 2 Alfa Romeo. I brought them. You saw fire truck. I brought them. Not even with the president's knowledge.
How did he get them done? How did he
Well,
get
you didn't
them?
know that.
All right. So, fellow Liberians, home and abroad, again, we want to say thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate you. We are hoping that we can get this done in an hour or so. I played you a clip, two clips that I played. The first clip was Mr. Boakai approving, encouraging his official to engage in the act of corruption. That was the first clip. It's not coming up there. The first clip that I played you was Mr. Boakai encouraging his official to indulge in corruption. And the second clip that I played was when Mr. Boakai was being interviewed by T-Max Gilate. And there were several questions that were asked. Prominent among those questions was one, why did the government to some extent fail? What was his role as vice president of the Republic of Liberia at the time? What will he do differently if he was given an opportunity to serve in the capacity as a president? So these were the three cardinal points that the discussion was centered around. I'm sorry, my people. So these were the three cardinal points that the entire discussion was centered around. Uh, sorry, just let me get this. So again, sorry, please. These were the three cardinal points that the entire discussion was centered around. And I want to carry this back because our discussion will be centered around this particular, we're going to take a very big chunk of this discussion in order for us to
Would have been achieved
points
well
from this
12
discussion
years.
for us to begin our
Would have been achieved
whatever.
well 12 years.
So listening to Mr. Boakai.
Why did you achieve that?
The presidency is not just that Eddie was president. The ministers. Every time we went to cabinet meeting, at the end of it, Ellen would ask me, Joe, how do you think about it? My answer had always been the same. Implementation. We did not implement well.
Why you
We
didn't?
were not.
Because
you had
so was it running a one-man show
you have ministers here who were more concerned about their future, what they will become, than seeing running a government. The thing about it is that no matter what you do, you must know that
let me
at
move
one point in time, you will have to leave the stage. But you must leave the.
So, like I said earlier, in my view, in my takeaway, there were three cardinal points that this entire discussion at the time was centered around. The first point that it was centered around was the challenges that the government faced. Because remember that Joseph Nyuma Boakai said openly that they squandered opportunities. They squandered opportunity. He said that openly. It was not something that he sugarcoated, he said it openly. So the discussion that T. Max was having with Mr. Boakai at the time, a candidate, was centered around the challenges. The second issue was centered around his role, the role he played in order to ensure that the government succeed, or the role that he played that led to those opportunities being squandered. And the third issue was, when he becomes president, what will he do differently that will be able to save the day or save the situation or avoid these things happening? I want to welcome my own lovely sister, Jackie. You are welcome. Dubon Hill, I appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly for joining us there on the YouTube channel. Rising Sun, thank you so very kindly. Salia Lansana Kane, thank you so much for joining us. All of you that have joined us, I want to appreciate all of you. You are highly welcome. One of the reasons that the Unity Party boasted and they were confident that they will succeed, or one of the message that they took out there to the Liberian people in order to vote for Mr. Boakai, and Mr. Boakai himself said it, he said, I am an experienced player. I have been down this path before. I know what it takes to make it work. That was the argument that they made to the Liberian people. For those of us, by the grace of God, who are politically inclined, it does not matter. Those of us who have seen these people working, not from distance, but from a very close range, we made the argument to the Liberian people that Joseph Nyuma Boakai is not somebody that you can trust with even your kitchen. But the likes of Abraham Darius DeLong, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, etc., etc., they said Joe will be able to do it better because he's been there and done that. Okay, Dennis, you are welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And some of you who supported this risky mission bought into the lies. And sometimes, let me say this, people can be carried away or people can be deceived by these things. You know, somebody who has been in a relationship or somebody who has been broken in a relationship stands a better chance to evaluate the next relationship. I want you to listen to me. I said somebody who heart has been broken in a relationship stands a better chance to adequately evaluate the second relationship because you've been there. You know what are the problems. It almost like, take for an example, you get somebody. I want to welcome my own brother Josephus Mane. How are you? I salute you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Somebody who has never experienced childbirth. Somebody who has not taken care of even a goat, or talk less of a chicken or dog. Standing in front of you and telling you about the pains that is in childbirth. If that person is telling you about the pain, they will be telling you about the pain because of what they read from a theoretical aspect, from what the books tell them to say or to do, as compared to a person who has given birth, who went through that pain, who physically experienced it. So when these two people are speaking, or when they are lecturing, or when they are advising, it will be different. One will be telling you from their own physical experience, while the other will be telling you from what the book says. Next person experience. And the one who experienced it will turn to give you to some extent, some good advice. So people expected that Joseph Nyuma Boakai, serving in the capacity as former vice president for 12 years, will come and do better. 12 years will come and do better. Because when you listen to Joseph Nyuma Boakai in this particular conversation, he made us to understand some of the reasons why the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government did not succeed the way it should have with all of the support that was given. They made us to understand, Joseph Nyuma Boakai made us to understand in this conversation the reason why they could not make the maximum use of all of those opportunities. According to Joseph Nyuma Boakai, he said, one of the reasons that they did not succeed was that Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf brought people on board who only care about their pockets and not the Liberian people. According to Mr. Boakai, they care about their pockets, they care about their bank accounts, they care about themselves instead of the Liberian people. Now, I don't want you to believe me, but we are going to play it so that you can listen to him. So that you can listen.
Ripe enough for somebody else to move it. But there were projects that came to this country that were, why did we, the airport, for example, why did we have to rush with it? Because we delayed decisions. Time with implementation, we did not take advantage of all of the opportunities. For me, sitting down here, when Nancy Pelosi came to this country as light Liberia, follow up.
This thing that was lacking? Was it interference
What was
in
lacking?
family circles? What was
which
lacking?
one? We're not talking about my becoming president now. I'm talking about opportunities that we didn't make use of.
Why we didn't make use of that?
Well, you're talking about the human factor.
The human factor.
You see,
Listening.
once you bring a team in, people thought that going to cabinet meeting, team PowerPoint don't build country.
Thank you. So you're listening to Mr. Boakai. This is why I like to be in studio, because it gives me the opportunity to be able to interact with you. You listening to these people, you listening to me, and you make your own verdict. So you're listening to Mr. Boakai. According to him, he said one of the reasons why the government failed was because the people who were brought on board to ensure that those policies were adequately implemented for the people's lives to be transformed, they were all interested in themselves. They had no time for their employers. They had no time. The people who employed them, they had no time for them. So you're listening to him.
You're talking about getting up and implementing.
Yeah.
The president, yes, had a goodwill, but the minister too were committed.
And you were so and you were so weak to discipline the minister that week.
Well, I mean, I don't have power to discipline ministers.
You could have resigned, though. If things were not going the way I thought they would go, I'll resign. I'll quit.
That's what people will say. Quitting, does it help you? It's a process.
If it doesn't work, you're guilty by association.
So because you quit, so people can say, oh yeah, you quit. So what? I remain there to be part of a process.
You hear Mr. Boakai? You hear him? I'm going to play this over and over and over and over for you to hear it. Because Liberians, the more we play these things, the more we remind you, to some extent, you will wake up to the reality and know that this man is nothing that he's showing that is different from what he didn't tell you. You saw the signs. He told you that he was going to be somebody who will not deliver. You saw all of the signs written on the walls, but you choose to ignore the signs. So all we are doing now is to remind you. So you're listening to Mr. Boakai very well. According to Mr. Boakai, he said one of the reasons why they failed, one of the reasons why things did not work the way it's supposed to work, one of the reasons why they did not succeed was they had people who were all interested in holding laptop, passing around, turning around, PowerPoint. They didn't care about the Liberian people, but rather care about themselves. So everybody will expect that this old man that already know the problem, that there were people who did not care about the Liberian people, only care about themselves, that he will bring on board qualified and competent people, right? That he will bring on board the group of people who will help him in implementing, in ensuring that the Liberian people's agenda is paramount. That's why you would think. When he was interviewed on the VOA, Joseph Nyuma Boakai made a statement to the world, to you and myself, when he was asked by the VOA reporter. Joseph Nyuma Boakai made us to understand, he said, that for him, his government will be about competent people, qualified people, people who can deliver, people who are trustworthy. These are the people that he will bring on board, people who are ready to get the Liberian people work done. I don't want you to believe. I want to play something here, and I want you to listen to this. Today, I'm going to be playing some clips here, there, all around the place for your own hearing. Yeah, for your own hearing. Let's come here. Let's add this here so that you listen.
And secondly,
so listen to Mr. Boakai
we
on this.
start by making sure those people that we bring to cabinet are people of integrity.
People of integrity.
And secondly, want to make sure that even beginning with myself, we'll declare our assets and want to make sure that this is well known, the purpose of coming to government, to know that it's public service.
All right. So we'll just stop it right here and move this from here. Everything that Mr. Boakai is doing, he is fully aware of all of these things. Sometimes people say, the people who are around the pape and the man, and that they want controlling Boakai. Look, one thing I have observed about Mr. Boakai, he's somebody who wants to play it clean. He wants for other people to take the blame. But he is actually the one who is sending out all of these in signal to his colleagues. Do this, do this, do this. But he wants to sit behind and keep his hand clean. You know why the late Jerry Roland used to call Boakai Mr. Clean? Because this man is very good at using other people's hands to commit the crime. And he sits at the back and behave like he's sleeping or he know nothing about what is happening. Ruth, how are you, Mama? I want to welcome you. Thank you so much. Ahmed, you are welcome. Wilmot, Bala, thank you so much for joining us. Roland, how are you, sir? I want to appreciate you. So all of these things that are going on, Boakai is fully aware of these things. The level of corruptions that you see going on, Boakai gave his approval. You listening to him. You listening to the message. So it is not, look, Sylvester Grispe is a corrupt individual all by himself. He get his own problem. Mama Kability is another corrupt official. She get her own problem. Sarah Beysolow Nyanti is another one. She get her own problem. And all these other people that are serving in ministerial position or in his cabinet, they get their own problem. They are equally corrupt as he is corrupt also. So they get their own. But I will not blame these people. Because Joseph Nyuma Boakai was the person that we went to the pool to elect as president. He was the one that told us that he has been there. He has the experience. He has the connection. He knows how to make it work. And from all level of understanding, he is the one that will be able to direct things. But look at today what is happening in the government process. The men who blame ministers of some of the failures, he brought in these same ministers. And they are not even doing things differently to say, well, anyway, these people, I think they have come to redeem themselves. They have come to rescue their names. They have come to change the narrative. But they are even doing it worse than ever before. Worse than ever before. You talking about a Sylvester Grispe? He is not a stranger to government. He's not a stranger to government. Look at what he's doing. Indulge into open act of corruption. Indulge into it without fear. These people are now rubbing it in our faces, telling us that we are fools for giving them opportunities. Look, for example, Gregory Como. Gregory Como is not a stranger to the security sector. Look at what Gregory Como is doing. The police now has become a killing machine for the Boakai regime. The police now has become Boakai own gang that he was sent to commit atrocity against the innocent people of Liberia. The incidents are there that you can see. Look at what happened in Grand Cape County. The police went there, and guess what they did? Guess what they did? They ordered the killing of innocent people just agitating for their rights. People who were agitating for their rights. People who were calling on government to do what is right. People who were asking government for government to play their part. All that the people were asking for which they were being shot at and killed in a broad daylight, was asking government to compel the company, the B Mountain, to ensure that they live up to their social corporate responsibility. But Boakai was brave enough. Boakai was brave enough to ask the police to fire these people, to kill them. To kill them. We have reached to the stage in our own governing process where the police is now the major gang of crimes. They are the ones that are now aiding and abetting crimes in our nation. Gregory Como, who you would think have all of the experience and that will be able to produce. Look at what Gregory Como is now doing. Look at what he's doing. The police are now using the flag of the Republic of Liberia to intimidate even investors. Right in a broad daylight, an investor that went to invest in Liberia from South Africa, he was murdered in a broad daylight. We talking for 2-3 days in Liberia. That was not thing that 1 week talking. Because the leader people, they will talk for 1 week. Can you imagine? Make Liberians to understand like we are a bunch of fools. That the man went and he drank caustic soda, and the caustic soda that he drank that was killing. We're looking like people who are fools, who are stupid. No, let me ask you this question. I know back in the 80s, right? Drinking of caustic soda was very common. You know, let me tell you something. The people there who get small idea about this issue of crime, there are certain crime that when it is committed, they look at the pattern of how that crime is committed and they will tell you whether this thing is fake, it was done by somebody or not. You look at the period at which certain act is done, and you know that this one is uncommon. For example, if you enter in a rich neighborhood, maybe a crime is committed in a rich neighborhood, and you go see that maybe the person broke the door or forcefully, bust the door, and that neighborhood is a rich neighborhood, you can tell that, look, that thing here, it was done by somebody right inside this house, or it was plain. Because there are factors that you will look at and say, no, it's not possible. Because people are here. There are securities all around the place. So it's not possible for this just to happen. There are things that you will see during the period of investigation that in fact you will rule it out quickly. There are people who can commit crime and they will want to frame it like, it was done by another person. You will kind of look at it and say, no, it was not done by any kind of criminal. You will know. So I am saying this to me, ask yourself questions. I knew of people using caustic soda to unlive themselves. I knew that. Back in the 80s, it used to be something that was very common. People drinking caustic soda used to be very common back in the 80s. Some of you here, you have lived for, some years. It used to be very common. But of recent, caustic soda, for somebody to drink caustic soda, even if you are not a security person, yeah, as a common person, how many cases that have been reported of recent in the early 2000s of people drinking caustic soda to kill themselves? How many cases? No. You have to be a security person. All you got to be is somebody who is critical, somebody who is using their senses to be able to think. Then why not call for no security business? Ask yourself. Now, is it possible that people cannot use caustic soda to kill themselves or to unlive themselves? I am not saying that it is impossible. It is possible. But first of all, you look at the rate at which people over the period have used this caustic soda to unlive themselves. You look at it. So when you look at the cases, you will say, yeah, it's very common. Look at people, for example, caliber of those people, rich people, when they want to unlive themselves. What do they do? What do they do? What is some of the common method that we will see around? What are some of the common method? The most common method that is used in Liberia by people maybe who to some extent they have it or so something like that is by hanging themselves. That is very common in Liberia in this day, age, and dispensation is by hanging themselves. So you see there, if you and I sit down without never entering no security, Sonny, without never you being even a scout, just an ordinary person, you can sit down and draw your own diagram of the crime, and you will know that that particular investor was murdered. That nobody needs to tell you. Look at even in our villages, how many persons are using caustic soda? How many persons are using caustic soda? In the villages, in the towns. Look at Morovia. Look at the police records. How many cases have we seen or have we read that somebody took caustic soda to drink it? No, how many of these cases you have heard of? No, if you know of it, you can tell me, so, oh, Prince, this one, that one, and even the police own record. If you look at some of the homicide that have been committed, or some of the whatever that have been committed, when you look at it, you will see 99.99% of the cases that people are unliving themselves is by hanging. 99.99 of the cases is by hanging. Very few by shooting in the head or by using guns to unalive themselves. Very few. So you have a police director that will come and stay in front of people who are very educated, people who are very skilled, people who are thinking. They will come and present a report and say, oh, the man drink acid water, oh, the man drink caustic. You even say acid water, you say caustic soda. Liberians are in the biggest mess ever under this government. The man you think, that's why sometimes when people go, oh yeah, the man, he graduated from, yeah, he got the other school, yeah, this, that, other thing. Look, Gregory Como is the new gangster that have been joined now by Prince C. Johnston. What kind of Prince C. Johnston? Let's put in one side here first. Look at the crimes that are committed around the place. They said President Weah brought in incompetent. Let me tell you something. Human being that you look at. All of us have certain percentage of evil in us. All these things that you see other people are doing, that when you hear, you say, the man wicked. All of us have that same spirit in us, or that 1% of craziness in us. You know, when I was in high school, I had an economic teacher. He's now in the military. They call him El Dorado Jebo. He's now in the military. He taught me economics when I was in high school, J.J. Ross. There were few guys in the class that really used to give the man hard time. Few of our friends used to give him hard time. We can't declare they're doing different things. So El Dorado Jebo always used to tell us, he said, look, let me tell you something. Not because you see me teaching you. Every one of us in this classroom here, we have at least 1% of Christianness in us. The only reason why you see all of us are not behaving the same way is because some of us, we are trained to tame ourselves. We are trained to subdue our craziness. We are trained to subdue our bad attitude. That's why people look at us and say we are good. So when you talk, I say, so you don't ask stupid around here. I can't teach. You got to give me your attention. You don't can't distract me and be disturbing all around the place here. So you behave yourself. Everybody will just bust out laughing. And I took that from Mr. Jebo. I took that from Jebo. So I am saying this to me, all of us, we have some level of bar in us. But the environment we find ourselves in, the people who preside over us, will either make that attitude to come out or will subdue it. You understand? The people who preside over us, the environment you find yourself in, will cause that attitude to be subdued or will cause that attitude to just flourish, come up for others to see. Who told you during the administration of President Weah that there were not people, some of these police people that are committing these crimes, these atrocities, that are shooting people? Who told you they were not in the police? The way the police is behaving today, aiding and abetting criminals around the place, giving their arms to armed robbers to go and arm rob and come back. Who told you some of these police officers, they were not in the Patrice Sudu leadership? They were there. But why they did not carry on some of these acts, or it was not prevalent? It was because the director of police will not encourage that. It's because the director of police, with all his human limitations, exhibit a high level of professionalism. I am not saying that under Patrice Sudu all was well. No, I would be a fool to tell you that. I would be a fool to tell you that. But the level of professionalism that was exhibited led to people behaving themselves and not acting in the way that people are acting under a Gregory Como. Who told you there were not protests? But did the police go firing at people? No, it did not happen. It did not happen. You know why? Because they were under a direct mandate and instruction. Because the head of the government at the time, the president, His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah, will not encourage any Liberian, especially a public servant, one who is carrying the flag of the nation, to use the flag to intimidate people. He will not encourage it. I am not saying that there were not some missteps or there were not some challenges. There were challenges. But President Weah will not encourage it. So because of that, the people who worked under him sat down and said, no, this cannot be. We will train ourselves to control ourselves under the regime of President Weah. I saw civilians beating police officer, putting slap in police officer ear, held police officer by his uniform, slapping all around the place. I saw it. I witnessed it. We reported on it on this particular platform. But look at now what is happening in Liberia. Look at what is happening. The number of deaths that have taken place under the watchful eyes of the Liberian National Police. Imagine in police stations. inmates or prisoners, let's say alleged people who committed some crimes. Because let me tell you something today. Understand this. When the people carry you to the police station, it does not mean you are guilty. Even those who are in the cell at the Vera police station, it does not mean that they are guilty. No, it does not mean that they are guilty. They can challenge it and take it to court and they can be exonerated. Those police cells are just there to hold people. That's why you see, as per the law, they are given 3 days. After the 3 days to forward people to court. Because at the police stations, it's not where cases are judged. Most of the time, the police will just intervene and try to see how best they can have the issue solved or so. It's up to the two parties. You can decide and say, I'm not listening to the police people, or I will not allow the police to interrogate me in the absence of what a lawyer or whatever thing. I want to go to court. And they will send you to court. They have no option. They will send you to court. Because they are not judges. No. So when somebody enters police station, it doesn't mean that that person is guilty. No. According to the law of Liberia, one is proven innocent, or one is innocent until proven guilty by either the court of competent jurisdiction, by all of the evidence and the facts that will be induced in court. So you have people in police custody or police withholding cells that are dying. Somebody jump on and say, oh, the man, look at the one that happened in Lofa. Oh, the man, when the man hang himself. The man hang himself. Only because the boy knew of what happened. And he was supposed to be the one of the number one person that was supposed to testify. So guess what happened? They said they picking here, let's get rid of him. The police were paid to kill that particular boy in Lofa. Y'all know of the Lofa story? The boy who died in Lofa in police cell. Only because the commander at the time of the immigration, one of the commanders of the immigration, is fully aware of that case. And because he didn't want for the boy to be able to expose them, so they killed the boy right in police cell. Do you know what it means for somebody to die in the cell of the police? The man hang himself. Do you know what it means? Police take somebody in their safe home or in their safe cell. And then in the safe cell, the person died. The person killed himself. He said the man hang himself. So that's not the first thing happening. Another one happened right in Pinsville. This particular boy that was taken to the police, according to one of the commissioner from, I think, El Chuparasi or something like that, one of these areas, he took, in fact, let me look for the Sonny here. Let me now, Sonny, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I don't want to, something, okay. Okay, so we start from the first one here. Here is it. Here's the first story. Let me just bring this story to you. Let's bring this story to you here so that you can see it. Here is it, the one that happened in Lofa. Because when we're talking, we want to bring you all of the facts for you to see it. So that when I say, oh yeah, they want yeah, this, that, other thing. Here is it. Here's the story. Oh, I'm showing it to you. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's not appearing here. So it's good when we are speaking. Let's bring these things to you for you to see it. Here's the story. Where is it? Right here. Okay, here's the story. You see here? The story? Here's the story. Just on the 13th, These guys, it is alleged. In fact, let's listen to the article.
Police in Lofa have charged and sent to court 4 individuals in connection with the alleged murder of 45-year-old Moryunger Keliko, whose body was discovered on New Year's Eve in Duorgamai Town, Poinjama District, Lofa County. The suspects include Lamine Flomo, 24, and 2 52-year-olds, Aaron Colley and Emmanuel Flomo, alongside Yarpolo Moisme Keliko, who died.
Sponsor message, then we're back.
Sorry.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Join today. Don't miss this exclusive offer now through January 16th.
See Home Club for details.
Died in police custody during the investigation. The 4 were charged with murder and criminal conspiracy sections 14.1 and 10.4 of the new penal law, Title 26, Liberian Code of Laws revised, and they're currently at the Poinjama Central Prison, awaiting trial. However, the suspects have denied the allegations made against them. Meanwhile, the Professional Standards Division of the Liberia National Police is at the same time investigating the death of Yarpolo Moisme Keliko in police custody. Following the death of Yarpolo Moisme Keliko in a police cell, angry citizens in Lofa County set ablaze the Zagalamea Magisterial Court. According to Sectional Chief of Zagalamea Township, Thibano Gitse, the tensions erupt Magisterial Court. Moisme Keliko in a police cell. Angry citizens in Lofa in police custody. Professional Standards Division of the Liberia National Police is at the same time investigating the death of Yarpolo Moisme Keliko in police custody. The same time investigating the death of Yarpolo Moisme Keliko in police custody. Following the death of Yarpolo Moisme Keliko in a police cell. And at the same time investigating the death of Yarpolo Moisme Keliko in police custody. Following the death of Yarpolo Moisme Keliko in a police cell.
Let me put this one down. I have several of them here. I don't know whether we have the time to play all of these. You listening to it? In a police cell. He died in a police cell. The police that is supposed to protect his life as a state witness. The police that's supposed to ensure, why would this boy want to hang himself when he has information to incriminate people? Why would he want to kill himself when he was not the doer of the act? A 24-year-old boy is putting among these people that you're looking at. Hardcore criminal. You look at their faces, you will know that no, they want to, no, forget it. At the end of the day, that boy in police cells died. Right in the police cell, he died. Right in the police cell. That is not only it. Let me bring you another story. Like I said, I don't want you to, some of these things when we talk, you say, oh, we lying. Oh, we lying. Police are now becoming the one inflicting pains on our people. Here is it. Let's go to this. Let me bring you here. Let me bring it right here. I'm sorry. Let me show you some of these things for you to see it. Because sometimes when we say it, other people say, oh, we're too tired. What you can say? Oh, we're too tired. We're too tired. Okay. We're too tired. And let me add this here. Okay, fine. Here is it. You see here? The death of another boy. Let me bring it here. Okay. The death of James. You see here? Here is it. Look here. Here's the story. Here is the story. Let me just read a portion of this story, courtesy of the front page Africa. Liberia, mother of 17 years old killed by police. Share horrible stories with front page Africa. You see that? Let's read it. There's not me. Before somebody say, oh, because somebody can lie. Pinsville City. Mayama Kamara, the mother of a 17-year-old James Kande, publicly known as Bebe J, who was shot and killed by PSU's officer Ishmael Talawale in the rehab community describe her son as her benefit child. She is urging the government to ensure the family receive fair justice. And you see here? No, you see here? I may move this one. I'm about to move it and bring you another one. You see here? This is the mother. The people who are now supposed to be protecting the Liberian people honor this man called Joseph Nyuma Boakai. They are now inflicting pains and killing our people. The police is now a killing machine in Liberia. Honor the watch of Gregory Como. And you see that? Let me bring you another story. Don't believe what I am saying. That from Pay Africa. Let me bring you another one. Let me bring another one. Let me bring you another one. The one we'll talk here. Let me bring you another one. Okay. Where is this? Where play? Where play? Where play? Sorry. Let me see something. It can be this. Let me move this from here now. Okay, fine. The New Republic newspaper. The New Republic newspaper. Where? Okay, sorry. Let me bring this one for you to see it. Okay, fine. That's good. Here is it. Look here. Another police. Here is it. Liberia news. This is from the New Republic newspaper. You see that the new. Oh, it ain't showing here. No, I'm showing it here. Okay, let me show it to our people. Me, I want to show it so that we all can see it. Before you say, oh, the people, then they can laugh. This is from the New Republic newspaper. You see here, Monrovia, the Independent National Human Rights, that is the RNHCR, said it is setting up an independent civil society organization to conduct an independent investigation into the death of Prince Wuleju. On April the 13th, 2024, the lifeless body of Prince Wuleju, a resident of 18th Street in Monrovia Cinco suburb, believed to be in the state, was found hanging in the police cell along 5 other inmates at the Salam Police Depot near Springpine Airport, in Cinco. You see that? Now, what I want to show you, or what I want to read to you, is just these numbers of deaths that are happening in police cell. You listening to the first one that happened in police cell in Vonjama. The second one that happened in police cell. Let's go to the third and the fourth one that happened in police cell. The other one, the policemen shoot the ball. The one that in police cell happened. Let's go to another one. Don't worry, we here. I guess small few time, some kind of way, some kind of how we manage the time here. Let's show you these things. Let's show you these things. Okay. Look here. Look here. Look at how the police is carrying on her work and her duty. Look here. Let's see here what we have. Let's share it right here. We need to share. Okay. 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 Here is it. Close this thing. You got to close it. Okay, fine. That's good. So here we are. No, we got to take this off. I want to close this. This is not what I'm looking for. Sorry, my people. I get too many things going on here. So here is it. This one is from the front page, Africa. Concerned citizen declare state security human rights violation. Demand release of detainees. You see that? These are the citizens talk. You know what is even more scary? The people who should be talking, These people that call themselves human rights advocates, they other people, they are not even talking. It is the Liberian, the common people themselves who are talking. When you take the microphone on the streets, imagine the people are saying that the police, the security now, the violation that they are committing against the people is something that is unbearable. The people themselves are crying. Day before yesterday, when I mean day before yesterday, I would say yesterday, I'm speaking figuratively because it is in the past. I'm not being very definite on the time. So yesterday, their own station Spoon took their microphone in the markets to interview Liberians as it relates to what is happening in the country. And Liberians genuinely spoke their mind relative to what is happening. The question was just very simple. President, we are 1 year. Joseph Nyuma Boakai 1 year. That who better? The information minister Jerry Limek, incompetent peer, was brave enough to say their own station, Spoon, carry people in buses and put them in market to be able to ask them. You see, this is where you know what these guys were doing during the CDC regime. If Jerry Limek Pia will come up to tell the Liberian people that Spoon put people in buses, carried them to areas, and planted them so that the journalists can go and interview them. If he said that, to some extent, I want you to understand that the thing where they were doing during the regime of President Weah, and what they were doing. So now that it is doing their own regime and the people are speaking out, they think that are the same thing what they used to do when they were in opposition. That is what is happening. But thank God we are seeing it, because these people are marketeers. You saw them, they are marketeers. You saw some of the people that were being interviewed. So the things they used to do, when it start to happen now, the reality is now showing up. They want to blame people. Like, take for an example, look at the number of deaths. I'm listening to Gregory Como, who is now blaming us and saying that we are writing on Facebook, trying to tarnish the government image. Where every day we're writing bad things, we're writing bad things. But are bad things not happening in the country? Yesterday, y'all used to buy bodies from funeral homes and other areas. In the night while people are sleeping, y'all will drop it down. Then y'all send Samuel Jim good day flomo. Then before you wake up, you go, oh, another body, yo. Oh, another body, yo. To the extent, even one day, they took a body. That one happened in Corway, and took the body to Corway and drop it in the grave. It was somebody that came and said, but this man is our relative. Not knowing he was abandoned at one of the funeral homes, which I'm not going to call. So according to the information I happened in court, let me look. In fact, let me bring that story. I don't want to tell you. Let me bring the story. Let me bring you the story so that you will understand what we're talking here. Just bear with me, sometimes. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Let me bring this story. Just bear with me. I want to pull up the story, so just be a bit patient. Let me pull this story up. Okay, fine. That's good. Okay, fine. So an incident happened. Now I get the story. An incident happened. I get it right. I will show it to you. You know, let me see. Where is it? Let me move this one. Let me move this one. Let me move this right here. And let me just be left with this one. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Let's get it right here. Just bear with me. I want to show you the video. When I'm talking about these things, I want to bring it out for you to see it so that you will not say, oh, the people then they can get Greg will come on, they will not just sit down closer. They will not just sit down and just say, oh, yeah, we're trying to support government need this, that. So this incident happened in Caldwell, right, fellow Liberians? Somebody, what happened? What didn't happen? The person was discovered dead in the water. They were brave enough to say that that person, they took that body, whatever that happened to the person, wherever, they said it was the government, or they said that person, died from a mysterious death. It was later on when the police investigated, they found out that this person died, or that they were drowned, in the water or whatever. Let me play it right here. Let me play it right here for you. Let me. So let me just bring this right here. Let me see. Okay, let me add this here so that you can see it. Okay, fine. That's good. Okay, fine.
Caldwell this afternoon. Police say a body was pulled from Indian Creek in Caldwell today. It's been turned over. We begin with a developing story out of Caldwell this afternoon.
I'm sorry, there are some app. I want to clear the app out here. So just bear with me while I try to. I don't want for the app to keep disturbing. So just bear with me. So bear with me. This ad is disturbing. The app seems not to be giving me chance. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's something I have to do here, but let me see if I can take it from this other end. I don't know. I want to take it from this other end. Let me take it from another end here. Yeah, just wait. I want to clear this up because it's not giving me chance. So just bear with me while it's not giving me chance. I want to use another way. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I want to use another stuff because I want to bring. I know the story, but I want to bring it so all of us can you know, all right, I don't want to take much time. It's right here. It's right here. I don't want to take much time. You know, time is ticking. So at the end of the day, this incident happened in Corway. They went and took a body from this particular funeral home. They took the body and they brought the body to Corway and put the body right in the creek there in Corway, and then blew the alarm. Oh body, oh body, oh body, oh, come and kill the person down. And people came around, only for them to go and discover this person had died long before, and then the family member could not go to the funeral area there to go and pay whatever amount they're supposed to pay. The person had been there for a long time. So they ended up taking the body. Whoever went to buy the body, took the body from there, carried to Corway, and they had to dump the body there to make the government unpopular. It was a relative of that person that came and identified that person and said, no, but the person here, that family member, and they explained. Similar thing happened with a case of one guy who said how he was in the keke, he was coming from church, he was in the keke, and the people injected him. Y'all can remember that story? Where the guy said the people injected him, he was in the keke, and he and the keke man, they start fighting. And before you go low, they tie his eyeball, and they saw him all the way in Banga. Or he saw himself all the way in Banga. You remember that story? At the time, Patrick Sudu was there. When the guy said he was coming from church in Faha, it was the God of his pastor that saved him. The people injected him, and before he go low, he saw himself somewhere else. The people kidnapping. These guys were using these stories to make the government unpopular. Y'all remember also a lady who said she was in a taxi. They put her in the taxi, then they took the money from her. Only for police to go and investigate. She was a Susu mother who ate the people money. When the year was coming to an end, decided to use that method to lie and say that somebody, in fact, she was in the car and people injected her and took the Susu money from her. You remember that case? Thank you very much, Rising Sun. You can remember. Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Josephus Mane. I have it here. It's right here in my gallery. I just need to check it up. So these were the incident that was being reported. And they were all being planned and orchestrated by the same old Unity Party. They were doing everything around the place. So you see Gregor Coleman today crying and saying that, we're putting out information that are not correct, information not good, information not there. It's because they did it yesterday. But today what is happening, it is the reality. We are seeing it. We are seeing it today. And so, Sonny, you are highly welcome, sir. I want to appreciate you. Mabu Rogers, thank you so much for joining us. Mary Doe, thank you so very kindly. So these things were being planned. So when you see today, people like Gregory Coleman saying, we're spoiling the government, we're putting this on Facebook, every day we're putting bad news, they are happening. These things, we are seeing them. They are taking place before our eyes. So there is no need for us to be able to sugarcoat things around here. There is no need for us to be able to lie because they are happening. Are police not killing people? I just show you the case where the other boy was shot by a police officer. Police violence has become the order of the day under Gregory Coleman. So you have this man who called himself Joseph Nyuma Boakai, an experienced man that stayed in government for 12 years, that is supposed to ensure that the people who he brought on board to help him do the right thing. But look at how they are behaving. They are behaving the way they are behaving because Joseph Nyuma Boakai has approved of their act. Yesterday, you people accused President Weah, which was wrong, because he did not approve it. But today, we can hear it from Joseph Nyuma Boakai himself approving it. He himself approved. The man approved corruption. No, he approved corruption. Yeah, he approved corruption. He approved of it. Listen here. Listen to him.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.
Yeah.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.
So you are hearing it. Joseph Nyuma Boakai himself is giving an approval of corruption. He's approving it. The reason why the police are committing all of these atrocities and nothing is coming out of it is because Boakai has given them the green light to do what they are doing. Imagine people went to Grand Cape County in a broad daylight and killed people. Not even a single police officer was questioned for that particular act. Not a single police officer was questioned. Then when we talk, people say, oh, we lie. Oh, one made the government look funny. Oh, that we the one made the government look funny when you're brought in NEKOTECH. Imagine office of the president brought in a scholarship that is fraudulent, that the place Joseph Nyuma Boakai is supposed to redeem himself. Because when you bring in a fraudulent scholarship or something that did not work, if you claim that Sarah Beysolow Nyanti brought that thing in without your approval, without your knowledge, what will you do? You will take action immediately. Then the Liberian people will clap for you and say, yeah, the old mayor is a serious old mayor. The old mayor really want to see a change in the governance system of Liberia. But Sarah Beysolow Nyanti brought the company to extort money from innocent Liberian, poverty-stricken Liberian who cannot even afford $2 a day to eat. $2 a day to eat. People who are living on less than $1. You brought in a company to extort money from the people. At the end of the day, nobody is held accountable. But you want us to believe that this old man is not in the know and approve all of these things that are going on. They even forget about his own. Look at the office of the vice president. Office of the vice president engaged in this act. Allegedly, they went to that particular Boulevard Palace Hotel to share money. Jeremiah Kuhn, Prince Moi, our own man. They went down there to share money. The recording is in the hands of this manager. At the end of the day, the manager drink caustic soda. Somebody that left from West Africa to can't look for money. They got drink caustic soda. Look, you know, it looks funny, but it's serious. It's serious. So Boakai is approving all of these things. Look at what is happening even at the level of the finance ministry. Scaring. McGill Jones. This bugger here is in all the corrupt act that you can ever think about at the Ministry of Finance. This brother is brave enough to falsify the letterhead of the United States Embassy. Signature of the United States Embassy. Only to be able to award themselves a contract of some $200,000+. And Bill McGill Jones stayed there. Our man Augustine Kpehe Ngafuan stayed there. Then he said, oh, Ngafuan, I don't know anything about it. Just like Nyuma Boakai, I don't know anything about it. We are in a mess. We are in a mess. The environment of the presidency has been taken over by corruption. It's because Joseph Nyuma Boakai himself is corrupt. This man exposed himself or gave us the sign of how corrupt he is when he told us that he gave Billy good salt for it to eat, to go sell it to another fuller man. And people laughed with it. They felt that it was a joke. That's why I always say to people, the behavior that your child will exhibit from small, if it is not in conformity with the rule of law, correct that child. Because when that child grow up with that kind of behavior, it will affect you as a parent. You will think that it's a normal way of doing things. Every day the child misbehave. You look at it, oh, you lead a boy, man. Oh, you lead a child. Oh, you lead a child. No way to correct that child. That child will grow up thinking that it is normal for them to behave the way they are behaving. And when they reach to that place for you to take them out of it, it becomes difficult. I'm listening to Darius DeLon, right? We all will listen to Darius DeLong. Darius DeLong says some nonsense that one will never ever think that will come from the mouth of Darius DeLong. And one would never think that will come from the mouth of Darius DeLong. Darius DeLong told us, according to him, he said he apologized to President Weah. Apologize on what? No. That apology is on what? Look, some of us, we are just different. I understand where other people are coming from. But say, oh yeah, you know this, that. But let me ask this question. Darius DeLong apologizing. Is it on news? And let me just play it. Before we go ahead, let me play it. Don't worry. I'm going to play it. Let me play it here. Let me play it. Let me play it before we come here.
Yeah. I want to publicly apologize to President Weah.
And I will tell you why these things.
Why?
Darius DeLong, let me carry this back.
Those who listen.
Listen here.
Let me address this private jet issue. My response may not go down well. As Darius DeLong, who campaigned against private jet, use of private jet against President Weah, I want to publicly apologize to President Weah. Why? Because we did not understand the constraints and the reasons and the justification for using private jet.
Let me stop here and open your eyes to something. We are here to teach you. We are here to think the critical way and impact you. You know what Darius DeLong is saying, what he is saying? Darius DeLong is not apologizing because he knows that what Joseph Nyuma Boakai is doing is wrong. Darius DeLong is not sending an apology because they want to take the necessary correction to be able to stop the wasteful spending in using private jet to go to places that you are not getting no response from. That is not why he's apologizing. Darius DeLong is sending this apology with the justification behind it because they want to now indulge into the act. They want to do it rampantly. So that at the end of the day, when it is being done repeatedly over and over, that you, the Liberian people, will see no fault in doing that. You got to be wise, eh? We were trained to not think the ordinary way. I'm a security person. I'm a teacher. I'm a scout. I was trained to not think the way the ordinary man can think. I was trained to think two ways. So that's the reason why when you hear Darius DeLong say, we want to apologize to President Weah about the issue of private jet. You know why Darius DeLong is saying that? Because now they want to now use that particular excuse to start doing it extravagantly. So that at the end of the day, you Liberians, that is not too critical. We say, oh yeah, you know that true, the private jet thing here, that's true, the people can go ahead and use it anyhow they want to use it. So that you will not condemn their actions. They are looking for loopholes. I hope you are getting me. He is not apologizing because they know that we don't have money. The money that Joseph Nyuma Boakai is taking to wrap private jet, go around the place and bringing nothing back is hurting us. But they want for that particular floodgate to be open, that Joseph Nyuma Boakai can now openly start using plane around the place, so that you now, the Liberian people, who some of you are very stupid, some of you are very limited, some of you that can be easily deceived, that you will say, oh, but anyway, not bad. The last time Darius DeLong says, so we understand Joseph Nyuma Boakai is supposed to use plane to go around the place. They want to open the avenue to start doing it bar way in our Liberian language. They want to be rampant in that particular act. Joseph Nyuma Boakai is bringing no results back with all of these planes that is going on. Joseph Nyuma Boakai is bringing nothing back. So they are looking for ways so that you and myself, they can put it in our mind for us to just believe and say, oh yeah, anytime he travel with private plane, we say, oh yeah, in a bar, the paper are true. The men will travel. And Darrell Delon say they apologize to President Weah. You don't use the name of President Weah to commit a crime and think that you can walk away. When you read the Bible, it says one cannot continue to a bar honor grace to keep committing sin. They say, how long will you continue to sin and say that grace will abound? Let me find a place. I'm coming. I want to be very exact. Okay. Okay, fine. So it is in the book of Romans chapter 6 from verse 1 to 2. When you read the book of Romans chapter 6 from verse 1 to 2, I'm about to read it. It says, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Shall we continue in sin? When you read that place, you will see it there. So what these guys want to do is to use the name of President Weah. Is to use President Weah's name so that they can commit this heinous atrocity using the Liberian people money for Joseph Nyuma Boakai to travel extravagantly. And at the end of the day, we'll try to say, well, and may apologize to President Weah. Do not use the name of President Weah in that nonsense. We are made to think critically, and I am giving you that thought. Anytime I come here, you educate me, I educate you. Through your writing, I learn, and you learn from me. So they want to use the name of President Weah because they believe that when they use that name of President Weah, to some extent, they will appease the base that is critical, you and myself that is critical, and calling them criminal for their acts. So to some extent, we keep quiet. To some extent, we will not talk. Look, let me tell you something. Darius DeLong is a criminal. But you know what? He is not smart. Yes, he can get away with some of his acts and his actions, but not with some of us. The way we were trained, like I said from the beginning, we were trained to not think one way. We're trained to think in several different dimensions. So they know the base is angry. They know that the ordinary people are angry. They know that the majority of the ordinary people, when they just Darius DeLong used that word, and that when Spoon conducted their opinion poll on the streets, and Liberians were crying, and it was after that particular statement came from Darius DeLong. They know that the majority of the Liberian people are now evaluating. The people ask themselves, but when President Weah was traveling with the private plane, they made broad result. At least the man traveled with private plane. He went to area, he brought in scholarship for us. When the man traveled with the private jet here, he came, he was able to pay some packs for us. When he came, he was able to pay our children fees and etc. etc. But Joseph Nyuma Boakai traveling with all the plane, he not bringing nothing. He going to wedding and all the other things. So that was the long sat down for long, being somebody that you think he is so sophisticated and say, you know what? Let me use the name of President Weah to appeal and say, oh, I am sorry. And I will bar the sympathy of people who will be critical of Joseph Nyuma Boakai anytime he is traveling with private jet. Because I will now use this particular example, I will use this apology to President Weah. Then people now will say, but no problem, we get problem with Joseph Nyuma Boakai, the man can travel. Traveling is not the thing. What are you bringing back as a dividends for your traveling? If you are not bringing nothing back, no need for you to even travel. Joseph Nyuma Boakai came allowed to all they say they went China, where the 5 million? And 5 billion, I mean, or whether 25 billion, wherever billion, where is it? What is the HPX, how you call a $1 billion investment? So this man continued to use the Liberian people money No wonder why something happened with the, how you call these people, say, LRA, and I will play this. So when it comes to this issue of Darius DeLong apologizing to President Weah, don't buy into it, my people. Be critical, don't buy into it. That complete nonsense. He wants to use the name of President Weah so that they can commit their crime or their act. Like when you read the book of Romans chapter 6, say, shall we continue to sin and say grace will abound? So they want to use the name of President Weah so that they can carry on this corrupt act. Then we say, oh, okay, already that, it fine like that, it good, and no problem. Just like Nyuma can travel. So don't buy into it. So let's play it here. Let's play it. Let's play our man Darius DeLong. Let's play here. It's like 1 minute 20 seconds.
Let me address this private jet issue.
I settle. How are you,
my response may not go down well. As Darius DeLong, who campaigned against private jet, use of private jet against President Weah, I want to publicly apologize to President Weah. Why? Because we did not understand the constraints and the reasons and the justification.
That was a blatant lie. You want to tell me that a Darius DeLong don't understand the constraints? He didn't know that Ome departed from Liberia. He didn't know that during the Ebola time, most of these companies that were operating in Liberia, they left. He didn't know that Weah government was the first government after the war. The Liberians themselves were taking over everything and they had to manage their own resources and raise their own money. He wasn't aware of that. He wasn't aware that President Weah inherited a government that was broke. Then you too, you want buy into that nonsense, you won't believe it? Listen to it.
For using private jet by the president of Liberia, we condemn it. Now, both say they don't pay to apologize. Lord, let me tell you, this country, they say when you wrong, play traffic and say you're not wrong. They can respect you, they can honor you for the year. Lord, let me tell you something. In good conscience, it's good to admit that you're wrong so that you can correct.
All the apology that DeLong has been rendering has not been in good conscience. These people are only exposing themselves. Didn't we explain to the Liberian people of why President Weah was riding these jets? These private jets? Did we not make it explicit, simple to the people? Did we not see the dividends of riding these private jets? Did we not see it? Did we not benefit from it? Was the nation not benefiting from these private jets from President Weah? The trips that he made? Do not buy into this nonsense from Darius DeLong. That's truth. They need to apologize. But it was because of the lie that were told by people like Darius DeLong that made Queen Johnson to become that she killed a Joshua and she was given job. You know, this is what I wrote on my page, right? When I was at work. This thing came to my mind, and to some extent, to admit, I was a bit, upset. Yeah, I was a bit upset. And this is what I wrote on my page. I said, DeLong, your negative propaganda has contributed to the death of Tamba Momo, Joshua, and others, turning figures like Queen Johnson and Francis Nyuma into heroes while family grieve. Have you visited those families to express your sympathy or apologize to them? That was what I wrote on my page. When you go there, you will see it. Hey, right here. Sometimes I'm begging you, my people, you go there, support our work. It is not easy for us to do what we're doing. It's not easy. Here is the page. You go on my Prince Sherry page, you will see it there. That's what I wrote there. That's what I wrote. I said, DeLong, your negative propaganda contributed towards the death of Tamba Momo. Dalala. His negative propaganda contributed towards the death of Joshua. His negative propaganda caused lives of people to be taken away prematurely or whatever way. The lie that he lied to the Liberian people caused for Queen Johnson to walk today in Liberia with her arm open wide and say he ran. Francis Sakila Nyimale, he okay. He walking around the place. So has Darius DeLong leave President Weah? You don't use the name of President Weah to deceive us, to think that we buy into that sentiment, or to think that we have a source part. He say, oh, the name of President Weah. They will say, hey, yeah, that's true. President Weah neo, hey, yeah, hey. No. They only want to see how best they can justify their extensive traveling in the midst of suffering and pains of the Liberian people. So go to those families, because it is because of your lie that some of these people are with our kids today, or they lost their loved ones because you told them some of the lies. Today, the family of Joshua, they are in tears. The family of Tamamomo, they are in tears because of the lies that you told, because of the negative propaganda. So you make people angry. You told the people that President Weah were riding this jet around the place, you are doing this, you are doing that. So people like Queen Johnson got angry with anybody who supported President Weah. It's almost like people who have this negative perception of mind, that when they own a life, another person, in the name of their religion, they will go to heaven. They say we're fighting holy war. You look at your brother only because he does not believe in what you believe in. So you say, unalive this man. And when you do that, there's a reward for you in heaven. So people do it with pride. They unalive people with this notion that they are fighting for God. They are doing God work. So these were some of the things that affected people like Queen Johnson and many other people. So they felt that they were hating their own brothers and sisters, inflicting pains on them, that they were doing it to make President Weah unpopular. And because of the message that they have received from people like DeLong. Has Darius DeLong gone to these people to apologize to them and say, my people, some of the propaganda that we run around here was the reason why people got angry and took away your son's life or your daughter's life. So you're sorry. You forgive us. My people, don't be deceived. Darius DeLong does not love the Liberian people. They are seeing the results. Yesterday, the stage managed some of the things that they were saying around here. Today, we are seeing the reality. Someone asked me a question earlier. What's about the auditors that lost their life, or this one or other thing? What stopped you from investigating? What stopped you from exposing that? I will be one person that will be excited if we can launch an investigation into some of those things that happened during the Weah-led administration. Go ahead, launch an investigation. Why are they not launching investigation into it? Why? Why are they quiet? The last time I saw Gregory Como putting up a communication asking that Samuel Tuer should report for the death of Bate Nyiswa. He sent out a communication. What happened to that communication now? What happened? What happened to that investigation? When we told the Liberian people his brother was a friend, we knew the information. His brother was a friend to Bate Nyiswa. They were in business. Right on this platform, we exposed it. And we told the Liberian people that Gregory Como brother was a business partner to Bate Nyiswa. When we exposed that, the whole thing just went yengele. We hear anything from it. We did not hear anything from it. So what stopped this government from bringing the case up? Thank God that it has not exceeded the time that they say, yeah, the statute of limitation, meaning there are certain years when the case sit down, nobody talking about it, naturally it will get that down. Thank God the time passed. We stay in that time. Why they can't conduct the investigation? Why they can't bring these people to book? Because I'm one person that want to see thing that people said yesterday was not truth. Let them bring it to pass. Let them open the case and investigate it. They claim that Jefferson Tamakoji committed some of the acts. Say, oh, the man went to, how you call the place, madam, how you call her, Gloria Mususka house. Why today are you not conducting the investigation now? Or you take Gloria Mususka from NJ. You are now the government, because that case was the government versus Gloria Mususka. So since you want to prove it, let's be logical here now. Let's take our own time. You want to prove that, yeah, the CDC government, they did all of the atrocity. People who were there committed all of the atrocity. Why you can't conduct the investigation now? Or you took the woman out of jail, you gave her job at NOCA. You gave her job at NOCA. As I speak to you, do you know that Jerome Verdi is one of those who is serving as a consultant at NOCA? Oh, everyone, I get information I give you, it's a breaking news. No, that should not be breaking news. We don't break the news here. We give you the news. Jerome Verdi is one of those that is on the legal team of NOCA, a consortium of, whatever. Jerome Verdi is benefiting from that. If you claim that the act was committed by people in the Weir-led administration, what stopped you from going after them? What stopped you guys from going after them? Criminality has taken over the place. You can no longer trust government officials in this government. A man like Mo Ali will have the moral to sit down and talk after all of the crime that he committed. You think in the United States of America, a man like Mo Ali will be even near government office? Will he be near government office? After we saw Mo Ali doing everything to ensure, let me bring this here. A man like Mo Ali will sit down and somebody will sit down and say, oh yeah, the man, the man a correct man. Let me see. Okay. Just bear with me. Let me get this. So at the end of the day, a man like Mo Ali, you think a man like Mo Ali is fit to even be near government office? Somebody like Mo Ali, he fit to be near government office? With all of the atrocity, with all of the things that he did, inflicted pain on another person's child, that she will live with it for the rest of her life? That child will live with that pain for the rest of his life? Why is it that today in government, the people who said that the Liberian people were suffering, they have not turned their back on the Liberian people? Why? Why? Why have they turned their back? Sorry. Why have they turned their back? Why is it that these people are no longer in a position to criticize wrong and evil in society? Why? Why? Why are they completely quiet today with all of the crimes that have been committed in Liberia? Today, these people are quiet. They can't talk. You can't hear from them. You can't hear from them. Let's play some of the clip of Mo Ali. Let me bring something here so that we can all see it right here. Okay, let's play some of this clip.
Then they tell you that the
Sorry.
list is in. Yeah,
I don't think I can do this.
Listening to Mo Ali. I hope you're getting this. I hope the sound is okay.
Augustina.
I don't want to do it.
Is the sound okay from your end? I want to play this. Is the sound okay? There's a Mo Ali today that is sitting and speaking. Is the sound okay, please?
Yeah.
If the sound is okay, please let me know. Just say if you are getting the sound.
I don't think I can do this.
Augustina.
It's against my faith.
Augustina.
I don't want to.
If the sound is okay, please let me know, please.
Yeah.
You can't put me in any situation that I can handle. Don't do it to me. How are you? Don't do it to me. If you talk to somebody and they tell you, say, oh, because I'm more, don't do it. Don't put me in a situation I can't handle.
I don't talk to anybody, boy.
No. Okay, you don't got to do it. What you do for me? Let's just go to the lady tomorrow morning. We'll see her. That's all. You ain't got to do anything. Yeah?
See her for what now?
Agostina, don't put me in any situation I can't handle. Where you?
At the station.
All right. I'm coming for you after that. So we can go see her, yeah?
So do what now?
Not doing anything. We just go and see her.
I don't do anything, but I can do it. I can afford it.
Agostina, then it will not be for me.
The psychological trauma she went through and torture in the hands of Mo Ali. Today, this man is awarded. No wonder why you see crimes. It's just prevalent in our society. Crime is becoming the order of the day. Because the people who committed serious crime that should not even be near government, these are the people that you have today. These are the people you have today. So what do you expect? Why do you think more violence has become the order of the day? A man like Mo Ali, that in a serious country like the United States, in a serious country like Ghana, that idiot will be behind bar up to now. He stay behind jail. They're talking that we're talking so, but now all the year that we're talking, he stay behind bar. Psychologically intimidated that girl. All the women group, then none of them they sat down. Today, the man get the moral to be passing around. He say, he spokesperson for government, he's speaking for government. And you see some of the things that we're talking. When we talk people in the we talk tire, we talk tire, we talk tire. We will talk tire. We will talk tire. Thank God that we are talking in the interest of the Liberian people. Thank God that the Liberian people are listening to us. They are evaluating what they are doing and what we said to them. President Weah continue to remain the president who have shown maximum love for development, for peace, for unity. Joseph Nyuma Boakai, as old as he is, has no interest in peace, has no interest in uniting the people. My people time have caught up with me. I do not have sufficient time. But I want to use this time to give a shout out to somebody here on this platform who has been very, very supportive of the work that we do. Very supportive. I want to tell this sister, thank you so very kindly. All that you continue to do get us to where we are today. She supports our work, not only by sharing, like many of you, not only by commenting, like many of you, but she supports our work financially. Financially. Support us financially. I want to say thank you, Madam Josephine Campbell. I want to say thank you so very kindly. I really do appreciate you. You know, sometimes there are rough times behind the scene that we go through also. We go through some rough times. And some of the things that really comfort us are some of the calls that you make. And sometimes people overlook this, but it's very important. So I want to say to Josephine Campbell, I appreciate you. And I want to put it right up here. Thank you so much, Josephine Campbell, for everything. This is Madam Josephine Campbell. I want to say thank you so much, Madam Josephine Campbell, for your support. I do appreciate you. I want to say thanks to his sister, Asata M. Miller. I want to say thank you so much, Asata, for the support that you continue to lend this platform. I want to say thanks to my brother and friend, Ishaka Saw, for all that you continue to do for this platform. Ishaka Saw, I want to say thank you. I want to say thanks to Rutland E.N. Shilu. Thank you so very kindly for your support. I do appreciate you. Rising Sun, I want to say thank you. My own brother Ansu Sone, I do appreciate you. Thank you so very kindly. Prince Tapling, I want to say thank you so very kindly for everything. I really do appreciate you. My own brother and friend and co-panelist, Frank O. Gonganu Moluba, I want to say thank you so much, my brother Frank, for what you continue to do and for the support. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so very well. Without you, I don't know where this platform would be. I even want to say thanks to Joseph K. Morris, who is also here with us, burning your data and listening to us. I want to say thank you. You may not agree with us, but for the fact that you are here, that we can exchange, ideas, respectful, I want to say thank you. Josephus Mane, a brother and a friend, I want to say thank you so much, my brother. I really do appreciate you. Mary Doe, I want to thank you. Mabu Rogers, thank you so very kindly. Samuel Lato, thank you so much. I appreciate your presence here. Joe Nick Mangba, yeah, that's my forever cornerstone right there. I want to thank you, Jay Neil, for everything. I do appreciate you. Molba Beza, thank you so very kindly. My brother Molba Beza, appreciate you. Taras Momo, thank you so much for your presence here. Thank you so very kindly. Even though you may not agree with us, but for the fact that you are here, we do appreciate you. Oliver Johnson, you are welcome. We do appreciate you. Ruth Badio, that's my own sister right there. Always with us in showing that we do what we can do. I want to appreciate you. Ahmed, thank you so much. B. Wilmer Bala, we appreciate you. Roland, thank you so very kindly. Garbo Daniel, thank you so much. I appreciate your presence here. Dubon Hill, Jackie Johnson, thank you so very kindly. Fellow Liberians, all of you. Park Dave, thank you so much. I appreciate your presence. Emmanuel Bro, thank you for the support and everything you continue to do. We appreciate you. Wade, thank you so much. I mean, all of you, the names are just so many. I appreciate all of you. Time have caught up with us. Until we meet again tomorrow, Have yourself a God bless day. Thank you ever so much. I love you all. Bye.